Panda, here to talk about the latest Fairy Tail chapter that just came out. 420, a lot of people still a little bit stingy after 419, and I don't blame a lot of them after the whole Irene fight and the results of the Irene fight, as the fact that Universe 1 has now been dispelled and everything has been slightly returned back to normal with the world. Like, you know, same thing, like, there was like a small, like, minuscule things that it did as well, like, like, a lot of people didn't catch that. Oh, Hisui, like, finally turned back to normal, like, she isn't that little frog thing and all that, and I kind of like that there was a little bit of the, if anything, if a lot of people caught the drift of, like, the Irene thing, saying, like, you could even love someone still in that form, so I'm kind of glad a lot of people caught onto that thing, actually, on there. However, though, like, after that, like, everything was back to normal for the most part. Either Natsu and, like, Lucy, like, coincidentally land up in Lucy's house, and I was like, oh, alright then, they're gonna be in there, and that, you know, like, we got to see, like, as well, like, Natsu finally waking up, and how they kind of get, like, a one-to-one with, like, Igneel, for the most part. He's like, you got choices and all that to choose from, Natsu, and all that. Do you either accept being a demon, or do you accept being a dragon? Like, he's, like, saying, like, you've got two seeds, you just gotta not let them mix, like, if anything. You just gotta make sure that, you know, you choose one of them, and, like, Natsu's at the end of the day, it's like, I choose neither, I'm human. Like, at the end of the day, I'm Natsu Dragoneel. I was raised by a dragon, and I am human. So, like, it was kind of nice to have that, even though it's like a spiritual version of, like, Igneel for the most part and all that. It was a kind of nice thing. I know, I always get these, like, tender warm feelings when I see, like, Igneel whenever he tries to give a little pep talk to, like, Natsu. But other than that, like, you know, Lucy, like, alongside with him, like, as he finally, like, regains consciousness after everything, like, and, like, you know, it was pretty much a setup chapter. As it was like, you know, everyone was noticing, oh, Universe 1 is down, Natsu's finally, like, back in action, or they were kind of resurrected, and I'd imagine, well, they're not going to go immediately, because obviously she's fucking naked, so I have to go and, like, get something, like, for her, and the same thing with Natsu. Natsu's just in his boxes, and we're not going to have the final fight with Natsu, like, yo, come at me, and he's in his fucking boxes. So, overall, there was not a lot to say to this chapter. Like, it was just a setup one, for the most part. Like, if anything, that's, like, all, if anything, you really have to say about it. Is, like, it's setting up the next stage of, like, what this battle is, and I'm more curious now that the fact that Universe 1 has been dispelled, what's going to be happening with, like, August? Like, who's going to be, like, around his area? If anything, this might now be a good excuse to Gildas to actually pop in. So it's like, oh, Universe 1 dispelled, oh, hey, you look like a badass, I'm gonna fight you. Like, if anything, that seems like a good excuse to have that happen to him. And just overall, like, you know, it was, like, an alright chapter, like for the most part. Like, honestly, it wasn't anything. It's if anything, it's like a 5.5. Like, it was fine, but there wasn't, like, anything too much. I think, like, the only standout thing in the chapter I liked was kind of, like, the whole bit of, like, Natsu, like, kind of, like, being resurrected, and, like, the fact that, you know, he had that pep talk with Igneel. But other than that, I thought I'd give you a quick chapter, like, review of that one, since honestly, I didn't feel like there was too much to talk about. But yeah, that's all from me, everyone. So thank you much for watching. Always love you guys, and I'll see you guys though next time.